Okay guys, here we are back at the super duper secret shop. Today we're going to be making a flat bar bending jig. This will be used for taking a piece of flat bar and putting a nice clean 90-degree angle in it. For those of you who ever tried to do that on an anvil, you'll notice it's a pain. So basically what we do is find yourself a piece of block of steel that is, this is 3/4 inch, so about 3/4 inch to 1 inch thick. You're going to want to cut it into 1 inch slabs. Okay? Just like this. And I have 6 of them because there's a certain number of materials that I use on a regular basis. So, I got my 6 slabs, and all these were cut on a bandsaw. So now I'm just going to dress up. There's a little sharp edge there you can see. And knock that off with a sander real quick, or a file, whatever you got. I'll just use a file probably on these. It's no bigger than that is. Also what you're going to want is a piece of angle. Now try to get your slab the same width as your angle. Just save you a little extra cutting there. So we're going to get that done. And then I'm going to punch 2 1/4 inch holes in this. We're going to do in each one of these blocks. So every block will have 2 holes in it at that location and at about that location. You can measure them, get a little closer, but you should be able to see right there and right there. So let me get these sharp edges knocked off and the holes drilled, and we'll be right back. Okay guys, you can see we got our holes drilled, but we haven't drilled through the angle, so to line up, I just got it butted up to the edge here, and then I just took a pair of vice grips. You can use a C-clamp, whatever you got handy. Make sure that the drill is lined up. Drop some cutting oil in there. Remember, cutting oil is key to keeping your drill bits alive, and drill through. Then you move the vise and do the other side. Now I'll show you what to do after that. Okay guys, now I've already got the 1/4 inch side done. So what you basically want to do is be able to have your 1/4 inch piece with a little bit of wiggle. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. So what I've done here is I've got a known 1/2 inch, and I got a little bit of wiggle there. And I got my holes. So then I take a 1/4 inch punch, set it in there, stab it with a hammer, and come to the back, do the same thing. This is just to make sure my holes line up. So then you can unclamp this and drill, and then once you get your holes drilled, this is where it comes to personal preference. Now for me, because I want this to be a total no weld simple job, but I still want it to be a basic blacksmithing, I'm using a piece of 1/4 inch rod, and I'm just using basically a tubing cutter, one of these little guys here. It's an adjustable tubing cutter, to cut that off. The reason I'm using the tubing cutter is it kind of flares out one side naturally anyway, so it won't drive all the way through. This is, I mean, you had to really pound on that to get it to drive through. That's basically what you do. Now you can also bolt these in, but if you bolt them in, make sure the bolts are dead on whatever size the holes are, so they fit perfect. That way you don't have any wiggle room. Because like I said, you want the little bit of slop, but not much. That's why I'm pinning them. With a known, I use 1/4 inch drill, and I'll use 1/4 inch rod. So that's really it guys, and you can set this up at 1/4 inch, at 1/2 inch. I'll do a 3/4, and then a 1 inch, and then a 1.5 inch, because that's the sizes I normally work with. But this gives you a completely no weld, flat bar, right angle bending jig for all your different sizes. You can just take this angle iron, just like it is, and clamp it in there. So then basically what you have is you can take just a little bit of localized heat, you can set that bar in there and bend, and once you have it bent, it'll bend to a nice, neat, even 90. Now you can use it for round bar, you can use it for square bar, you can use it for flat stock, whatever you want. Okay, just, you know, do it however, you know, use your own judgment on this, guys. This is your tool, your setup. I'm just showing you a quick, handy way to get around it. Okay, guys, now in the bender you saw us make, this is how it works. You just set it up in there, and you can bend straight back to wherever you want. Now, if you don't want to do a dead 90, you can take this piece, set it out to whatever off angle you want, like that. Once you get it where you want it, you set your magnet up, and now you'll be able to bend the same way every time. That's it. It's that easy. And as you can tell, there's no damage to the inside like it would have been if you'd beat it over the anvil. This will work with anything from this to flat bar. So long as it fits in the jaw, it'll bend it. So there you go. For this one, I want to throw a shout out to Trent and Ty from Purgatory Ironworks. He actually did a version of this, but he welded it all together. So for you guys, I wanted to do a no weld version, just so you can see how easy it is, that it can be done. I know a lot of the guys that watch this channel don't have access to welders, and I understand that. It's a pain. But there you go. So that is the right angle bending jig, and there you go. It's how it's done. It's how it works. And get back to work, guys.